First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakudash, the water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. I feel like I'm doing another video through Spirit. Salakia. The water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, for giving us this truth as worms. Double honor to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the whole select. I just want to do this lesson. One something I noticed during the fights over the weekend, Cornello versus my man's Crawford. Crawford ended up winning. And I'm not super heavy into boxing, but there's a clip, one of Cornello's walkouts, Cornello being a so-called Mexican, also known as the tribe of Issachar, according to biblical prophecy. And he's wearing the fringes. He's wearing a full garment, he's wearing the fringes. Just like, brother at Camel wear. And, I'm going to put the picture up and you can see the picture right now. And it just shows that, Jake just do things that cling back to their spirit, to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Shemi Al-Shai. Like, even with Judah is known for getting tattoos. And what is the main tattoo a Negro gets if he's going to get a tattoo is always a tattoo of what? A fucking lion. Why is that? Why does every Jake, any Jake, majority of Jake I know, they have somewhere, if they have a tattoo, they have somewhere on their body a fucking tattoo of a lion. Because it goes back to Jacob. Now, getting tattoos are fucking off as hell. But that, that's a symbol of our tribes, of the nation of Israel. That lion goes back to the ancient Israelites. And, a lot of Jake, vibe with that spirit. But I want to get the scripture. And this is why you have the book, which is called, what is it called? God damn it. The book, The Native Americans by James Adair. And it says in that book, which I can actually put a picture up if I can. I have the book. I have it at home. The book says that the customs or the laws that the Native Americans were keeping were very similar to the Mosaic laws. Why is that? Because they descend from they are those people. They are those people that were in the wilderness with Moses. They're the Israelites. The 10 tribes which left off from the Assyrian captivity and came over here, left off and came to another land. That those people are what you call the so-called Mexicans, so-called Argentinians, so-called Brazilians, so-called Guatemalans, Panamanians. That whole South America region, which they were really in the South and North America, even into Canada. They spread throughout this entire land because they came over here. They came over here fleeing the Assyrian captivity, trying to keep the ways of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. But over a process of time, they went off and they fell away. And it was all prophesied to happen anyways. But they kept somewhat of the laws of Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai. I have a personal testimony. I've been to a Native American reserve with a chick I used to fuck with, some Gadite, straight Gadite too. And they had the teepees and shit set up. And why is that? The teepees were set up for the homeless. Going back to the Mosaic law, you're supposed to leave something for the homeless. You're not supposed to glean all your grapes. You're supposed to leave a little bit for the homeless. And she was breaking down certain things that they had set up for the homeless and like the drug addicts. And I was like, damn, those are similar to the laws of the Bible because they are the people of the Bible. But this is Numbers 18 and verse 28 says, Thus ye shall also... Actually, is this it? This is not it. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I apologize. Let's get it. Numbers 15 and 38. It says, Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garment throughout the throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe a border and ribbon of blue. So this is why a lot of the Northern Kingdom garbs or garments in Salakia, they had the fringes, because it's a commandment given of Yahweh Shem Shai for them to do that, to represent the law, statutes, and commandments. Going to the story, actually, you just read it, verse 39, and it says, "And it shall be upon you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of Yahweh, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring." Yeah, so, and the reason it's at the bottom is because the reason the fringe came about is a man picking sticks on the Sabbath. So when you look down, specifically, showing for that man, when you look down, you're picking up the fringes, because the fringes represent the law. Each fringe represents a law, statute, and commandment of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's what they're for. Going back to the carnally ordinance, but that's what the fringes represent. And if we have fringes in the kingdom, we have fringes in the kingdom, but we know that the law of Yahweh Shem Shai is going to be within us. And, we probably have it, because, fringes is cool, man. It's different, man. Shit is different. Fringes with the border of blue, man. You gotta have the fringes floating down, coming from the sky. That shit raw, bro. That shit mighty. It cut off, man. Goddamn demonic, damn demon Satan. But let's get this and close off. But that was interesting seeing, and but you have a lot of jakes that come out in the boxing world that I've seen. They have the fringes on. I think even Floyd came out with a garment on. Floyd Mayweather came out with a garment on once upon a time. Because a lot of these jakes know that they're Israelites. A lot of them know that this Israelite thing is all over the place. It's all throughout the world. It's all throughout the entire. It's across the planet Earth, man. You got Israel everywhere. And shit, you got Israel. You probably got Israelites that know the Israelites in Japan, man. The scripture said that this truth will go across the four corners of the earth, and it very well has, man. It very well has. This truth is everywhere. You can't deny it. You can't. Anyone that denies that is just a liar, man. They're just a demon. They're a liar, and the Lord's just gonna deal with them, man, because they don't know nothing. But let's get this and close off. This is 2nd Ezra. I'm gonna go. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and is it 15? No, it's 13. 2nd Ezra 13. 2nd Ezra 13. And we'll get right to it, something that I quoted. 2nd Ezra 13. We'll get to going. 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. And it says, These are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hoshea, the king, whom Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, led away captive and carried them over the water. And so came they into another land, which that other land being here in Americas. Using the history of Solomon, with his navy, Hiram and his navy of ships coming a 1.5 year journey to the Americas, because they knew no one was over here. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of heathens and go forth into a further country, whether never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow place of the river, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the floods till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth, meaning another land. Then dwell they there until the latter times, and now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs and streams again, that they may go through. Therefore, and showest the multitude with peace. Eventually, receiving this truth, getting this knowledge, but what main part being they came over here to keep their laws, statutes, and commandments. This is why the northern kingdoms came over here, so they can flee from the Assyrian captivity and keep their ways in another land which never mankind dwelt. And this is the history of how you have the 10 tribes of the children of Israel over here, which are a conglomerate of what you would say the Latinos and Native Americans, but each of them have their specific tribe. Simeon, Issachar, Simeon being the so-called Dominicans, Issachar being the Mexicans, so-called Mexicans. All Latinos are not the same. This is why they all, they be all beefed up, because they are different. They're all separate tribes. They're not all the same. They're each an individual tribe, which descend from the patriarch Jacob. This is why they all don't get along together. But to be simple, is the Latinos and Native Americans, which is Native American. All the Latino tribes are native to the Americas because they were originally here in America. They were spread throughout all these fucking lands. But Esau and his separation and dividing, how he does. But this is just something real quick. I'm gonna put both pictures up and put the picture up in that book, Lord willing, and also the picture of Canelo. So with that, all praise be to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. With that, shalom.